treat all the time. We're treating so many wounds that we doing nothing but treating wounds. Too many fucking people.
Don't you think a good method of getting people to help you to make the world a better place would to be to train your children in ways that you teach your children how to make the world a better place. Whereas you have, getting on Stickam and telling people, oh, we need to make the world a better place, you're not going to have as much influence on people if you adopted children, raised your children to make a difference.
Yeah. What, 4 kids of mine are not going to change the world. 10 kids of mine are not going to change the world. Okay, you change ideas are a lot easier to change than raising kids to say the very same thing. You can videotape the idea. Okay, the idea can sit there, and it's going to be just as persuasive no matter who speaks it. So I don't need to raise kids to say exactly the same thing I'm saying. What's the fucking point in doing that? No point at all. They're not going to have any more influence than me. Okay, even a recorded version of me is going to have just as much capacity to change people's minds. The idea is, though, we got to change the memes. We're not going to change people. We got to change ideas. And yes, you have to do that through education. We can't even do the education thing right because the system is so broken. I mean, there's an 80% dropout rate in Chicago. I mean, we're failing dismally.
And here you're basically arguing that, for raising kids, you make a point for raising kids, but nobody's against raising kids. We're just against making them. Why do you need to make one? Can't you just raise one that is not biologically yours?
Well, and there's 2 reasons to do it. First reason is we need to organize, we need to civilize civilization, and the second reason is we're out of fucking resources. We got to do this. We have to stop population growth, and we have to learn how to live at a sustained population, a consistent population. So we have to have an economy that's built to run that way, not one that's built to run on this artificial notion of population increase.
But you guys said earlier, right, that that basically like idiocracy, where the unintelligent people are the ones who are reproducing at a higher rate. So genetics does come into play, where if intelligent people are having children, their children are going to be more intelligent, and if they're raised by...
Well, they're not gonna outcompete the poor in reproducing in the first place. So they're going to lose that battle anyway. And the amount of resources you consume to create an educated kid is huge. A huge amount of resources. So where are you going to get those from? If you're going to increase the population among the civilized, then you're going to have to spend $100,000 to educate them. You're going to have to spend... You know how much they spend on the average 18-year-old African kid? They probably spend $10 on its whole life. $10.
Also, I don't see what's up with your gene argument. I mean, people don't grow up to be poor and ignorant because their genes are poor and ignorant. It's nothing to do with genetics. They're poor and ignorant because of the circumstances. So it's the same thing if you have a kid of your own or get another kid from another place.
Look at how culture controls people. Look how culture controls people. What, you think the Iranians are genetically stupider? Are the Iraqians or some? You think they're genetically dumb people, and that's why they believe in Islam? No. The culture owns the maturation of their brains. Their brains are perverted. So don't pervert their brains, and they're going to be just as smart as you.
Okay, I'm not denying that culture has a strong role in it, but the thing is, you guys are denying the fact that genes do have an effect on intelligence. Because think about it.
It's a tiny effect. It's a tiny, insignificant, irrelevant effect. It has nothing to do with a person's capacity to understand the theory of evolution. It has nothing to do with their capacity to learn mathematics. It's on a periphery. That the amount, it has no meaning. The difference in IQ has no relevant meaning. It's just irrelevant. The difference is not the substance.
Okay, but genetically speaking, it's not irrelevant because we're not sitting here talking with goldfish and puppy dogs because they have a lower IQ than us because of their genetics. So if we choose to breed people with high IQs and other high other quality genes, we will improve the human species.
Yeah, but exactly. Go
Go
find these people. Go find these people in the first place, all right? Number one, most of these intelligent people, these super intelligent people, are fucking lunatics. I mean, the rate of lunacy among the highly intelligent is preposterously high. Go find yourself one of those little elitist high IQ groups, whatever they're called, and go look at those people and see how dysfunctional they are in their lifestyle. So there's a price to be paid sometimes for this high IQ crap anyway. And those genes are usually at a high price in terms of their physique too. Their bodies are crap. All right, they're lousy examples of.
I agree with you.
There's no balance there. So without balance, fuck it, okay? And I'm just saying that it's a tiny, irrelevant percentage. You're talking about a 2% kind of thing. So yes, you'll have one less Einstein per every 100 years. Big fucking deal. We can get by on one Einstein. I mean, Einsteins aren't what changed the world. It's the 500,000 engineers, the competent intelligence. You don't need 150 IQ. You know, you just don't need the huge IQ to be able to do the competent work that gets done that makes the world a better place.
Also, this, intelligence thing is just as arbitrary as talent is. I mean, it's not that the Japanese people are good at ice skating because of their genes. They're good at ice skating because they're trained to think that they have to work, and they put a great value in this working thing. So, it's like, you have a couple of very talented musicians and they bring in a child who's a lazy motherfucker, and the genes don't matter at all. If he doesn't want to study music, he will never become a good musician. And this is what you can do with any other kid. If you take a kid and you raise it in fucking Africa and then you raise it, Gary raises it, it will have a totally different outcome.
I'm just saying that it's a small influence. It's just not worth talking about in terms of a necessity, because the average intelligence is going to be all you need to have. You don't need exceptional intelligence to be a competent, productive human being. And that's all we need is productive human beings. What we don't need is unproductive human beings that consume more than they produce, because they have no society, no civilization, and no culture.
Look, you could take Einstein and Helen Keller, and you could breed them, and then you could take the kid into a pack of wolves and have it sit there for 20 years. When it comes out, do you think it's going to be a genius, or do you think it's going to be a fucking retard? The role that genes play in intelligence is so fucking minimal as compared to the role of culture and the role that random mutations play. I mean, you could have two really intelligent people have a kid who randomly mutated to be retarded. It has nothing to do with genes. And if you're talking about humans,
all right, well, we're going to concede your point. I'm actually going to make it a rule. We're just going to concede the point for the sake of argument. It's just not something worth arguing. Okay, let's just leave it. It's not a big, huge, important impact on our future. Will not be genetically constructing intelligent human beings. The big, huge impact is going to be in constructing social mechanisms that get more intelligent behavior out of the human beings we have. Less stupidity is the road to take. Less ignorance, less stupidity, not more intelligence in terms of potential. We don't need intelligent potential. We need to use the intelligence we have better.
Okay, so maybe intelligence and IQ isn't the best thing to focus on, but I think the point still remains that wanting to create offspring with ideal genes is a good idea, and the way you guys are saying you shouldn't have any more offspring, I think that's a bad idea.
Well, whatever. My argument is that if you're going to do that, then do it for healthy, create healthy people.
Sure, yeah.
All right? Attractive and healthy. Fuck this intelligence thing, because it's not about, the desire mechanism, the satisfaction mechanism doesn't have a hell of a lot to do with intelligence. You don't have to be smart to be happy.
Can we feed 7 billion people with just plants?
Well, we can, but that's not the point. The point is how do we maximize the resources we have? And if we're going to get the best potential out of them, the most civilization out of them, then we're better